All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me for another Coyote Radio show and podcast. We're going to be talking about a really neat festival that's taking place in southern Indiana on August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's called Rock the Rhine. This is their second year doing it, and it's got quite the lineup. I mean, we got Charles Wesley Godwin is on there. I'm a huge fan of Ward Davis and Cole Chaney. Can't wait to see Cole. It's been a minute since I've seen him. Christina Murray, Travis Tritt. The list goes on. We'll talk about all those in a minute, but it's a cool festival that's put on around a watermelon festival. So a lot to see and do there in Brownstown. So we're just a few weeks away from that. So yeah, my buddy Connor's going to join us. He's doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff and putting all this stuff together to make it happen. He's going to fill us in on all the details about it and the do's and don'ts and, suggestions, whatnot, whatever questions I can come up with for him. So thrilled to have him on. But first, we do got to give it up to the sponsors. Got to give it up to Duke's Indy. Go to a show to Duke's Indy, one of the best honky tonks in the Midwest, if not the country. So check them out, dukesindy.com. Look it up. We also have the Bard Distillery with us out of Kentucky. Some of the best bourbon in the world. If you're on that bourbon trail down there, stop in, take a tour, grab a bottle. Quality stuff and great people. You'll love them. Thebardistillery.com. And we have Jam Nation with us, which is a really cool app. I'm going to do a whole episode just about this app that you can download for free. And it basically collects your streams, whatever you stream your music through, gives you a total. You can see where you're at, gives you charts where you're at in the country and in the world, even where your rankings are. And what's neat about it kind of puts you in that chart, and it's a great way for you to connect with artists, and the artist can connect with you and be like, oh, this guy is listening to us a lot. We're going to offer him discounted tickets or early access to a show or VIP or free merch. Who knows what they'll come up with? There's all kinds of different things that might take place with that, but we're going to do a whole episode on Jam Nation. So that'll come later. And one of the other things I definitely need to mention is festival I'm throwing with Duke Cindy, August 16th and 17th. We got a huge lineup here. We got 33 bands in 2 days. It's bring your own beer. Camping's included, free parking. We're going to have campfire jams, food trucks, artist vendors, lots of music. That's the main thing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you can see us. It's at Explore Brown County down there in Nashville, Indiana. And we hope you can make it. So, but with that being said, since you tuned into this, you might have probably clicked on it because we're talking about Rock the Rhine. Festival friends is all, that's what we are. We're all festival friends. So if you're going to Rock the Rhine and you clicked on this just to hear about it, we're also inviting you to Pickin' in the Backwoods, and we're going to give you $10 off a ticket if you use the promo code Coyote. Do that now and save yourself a little bit of money. Hey, that pretty much fits the first few beers on me, put it that way. So yeah, check it out, pickininthebackwoods.com. I think that covers everything. I want to keep rambling on here. So I think Connor's getting ready to jump on in just a second, and we'll see you soon. All right, the guys are here to talk about Rock the Rhine. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you, dude? Fucking thanks for all the help this weekend with Rooster Tail and
Yeah, I
uh
mentioned Connor jumping on to talk about this festival, but wasn't for sure if you were going to be able to make it. So Drew's back with us. Just finished up that Rooster Tail that we were all three at, and hell of a job, man. It was a lot of fun.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being there. It was
Yeah,
uh it was a blast.
good luck.
Good to finally meet you in person, Justin. And man, what a weekend. It was just seamless, really, at Rooster Tail. Couldn't have went better.
Yeah, good luck trying to top it. I mean, that was a pretty damn good show like that.
Uh
Definitely set the bar high for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
it set the bar high, but I think every year we just try to strive to make it better in some way. So I think I'll figure it out by then. So hopefully But I agree, all the bands from top to bottom were just outstanding.
Right. Yeah. So fill me in, Connor. Rock the Rhine. I found out about it a handful of months ago. I didn't even know it went on last year, just because I'm a loser. I don't know what the issue was, but I saw the lineup from previous year and I was like, damn it, I wish I was down there for that one. So this is the second year, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, pretty unique story, really. So a buddy of mine and I came back from college about 9 years ago and got involved with our local Main Street organization and started doing some community stuff, benches and banners and trash cans and things like that, just trying to spruce up the town. And then we started hosting events, which led to a summer concert series. And um, started out year one with just some local acts, some really talented guys, but just local. And then went to a more regional feel. We had Allie Colleen, Christina Kendrick, and Isaac Rudd. Ended up having our last show would have been just over 2.5, 3 years ago, and it was Alex Williams. And we were averaging around, I don't know, 250 to 300 people probably is what we had at that Alex show as we were wrapping up that final series in 2022. And that actually it was a killer show. Alex did his thing. Everybody really enjoyed it. But probably the most important thing that came from that was Drew was working with and repping Alex at the time. And that's where we actually met. I was talking to Drew trying to book Alex for that summer concert series, and we hit it off at that show and kind of kept communication afterward. And we had been talking. We had this watermelon festival actually started in 1957 in the town of Brownstown on the square, and it didn't have any music. It was more, the watermelon events and parade and just your typical, Midwestern festival. There wasn't any concerts or any music festival or anything associated with it. But that, like all festivals, had its ups and downs. And actually, in 2016, came to an end and dissipated. But we had been talking since 16. We want to bring that thing back. How do we do it? What's a different flavor we can put on it to draw people in? And music's always been a passion of mine. Didn't really have a whole lot of background other than booking our little summer concert series over here, but go to a lot of music festivals, go to a lot of shows, and that had always been kind of in the back of my mind. But as you know, with you guys getting ready to put your festival on, there's a lot that goes into that, and it's super overwhelming. So where do you start? How do you make the connections? How do you make the contacts? Reached out to Drew and said, hey, here's what I'm thinking. Pretty far out there. I don't even know where we're going to start, but started kicking things around. Whenever I said that, I was thinking, more of that regional talent, maybe a $10,000-$15,000 budget is what we were kind of having in mind. And one thing led to another, and we had reached out to Sarah Evans as our headliner last year, and she was about 10x what we had in our bank account at the time. I talked to a couple local businesses around here and some of the friends of mine, and they were all interested in trying to make this happen and kicking in some donations and some sponsorship. Next thing you know, we had signed the contract with about $3,500 in our bank account and said, we'll figure it out. And next thing you know, we had about $100,000 in the bank from local sponsors. It was just this community. We'll get into that. I know Drew wants to talk about it a little bit, but man, it's just something special. So it kind of came from the ashes. The Watermelon Festival was dead. We were going to give it a spin. Didn't know if we'd have 500 people show up or 15,000, and it ended up being close to 20 on the square over the weekend for the whole festival. And we had somewhere between, the weather kind of killed us on Saturday night. I think we had around 1,000 people, but closer to 1,500 on Friday. And here we are this year, and I think we're gonna 2x, if not more that. So it's been fun. It's unique. It kind of came out of nowhere and turned into something. It's been a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you having us on, letting us talk about it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right around the corner too. It's crazy. Well, heck, we'll go to sleep and wake up and be time, load the truck.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about this lineup though. That's quite the bill. I mean, obviously right now Charles Wesley Godwin is God level in the music world. It seems like he's
Yeah, it's
doing a lot of great
Charles.
things right now.
Charles is nuts. It's crazy to think that he played Red Bicycle Hall in Madison not long ago, about a year and a half ago, two
Yeah,
years maybe, and now what he's doing, and
yeah.
from that to that is just nuts. I mean, playing Dukes and everything else to now what he's doing is
On a
insane.
rocket ship for
On a
sure.
Yeah.
rocket ship. On a
Yes.
rocket.
Now he's the headliner for Saturday night, correct?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you- If you would, if I don't know if you got the schedule handy or not, if you could just go ahead and list the day as far as time slots, if you would.
Yeah, so we kick off on Thursday night. That's going to be a little more low key. We did not have a Thursday night last year and had the opportunity to book Brian Martin. We got into communication late and didn't hear back until we had the rest of the lineup finalized, and we were excited about having him, so we added that Thursday night show. Kicking that off with Forrest Turner at 6:15 and Justin Underwood at 7:15. Those are two local guys that are super talented from right here in Brownstown. So kind of got a local feel there Thursday night, and then have Brian closing things out at 8:30. Moving into Friday, we've got Christine, who just absolutely killed the national anthem at
Oh my
Rooster.
God, she put
Come on.
when she came off stage, I told her like, look at my arm. There's chill bumps all down it. That was something special. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to her set. So
I was wiping
Absolutely.
tears out of my eyes, man.
Same here, man. Same
I
here.
was unreal.
she did it justice. So
Oh yeah. Probably not even exaggerating. Probably the best live album or live national anthem I've heard on live TV or in person.
yeah,
Phenomenal.
that's saying a lot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she killed it.
So
And the
rolling
whole
Chris.
crowd was standing, and that's fucking awesome.
Absolutely.
What were you
Um,
saying there, Connor? You're
I was just saying, yeah, I was just saying we're rolling the Tanner SRA at 7:45 after Christine. That's a guy I'm super excited about. He's been on my wish list for the last 2 years, ever since we started this thing. We were able to get him booked. He's direct support for Travis Tritt, is who we've got headlining Friday night. Really, really excited about bringing Travis to town too. I've never seen Travis live, but I heard he still gets after it, and we're excited to bring
yeah.
him to the square.
I like
Um,
what you guys did there. You got a little bit of regional stuff or local, so to speak, and then some newer artists. Then you got someone like Tritt, which is a legend in his own right, as far as what he's done in his whole career. So what a cool blend.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I saw him at Swiss Wine a couple years ago in VV.
Yeah.
He still got it. Still got it.
Cool.
Drew gave us the idea that the late night set. We've got another band I have never seen, but I just keep hearing great things from, especially everybody over in Madison this weekend, about Vaguely Familiar. They're closing us down on Friday night after the late night set, and that'll actually be. So we bring the stage in on the street right here on the square, but we've got a small park. It's called Heritage Park, and a pavilion over there, and that's where we hosted this summer concert series for all those years, kind of leading up to this. So once Trick closes out, we're going to immediately go over to the Heritage Park, and Vaguely Familiar is going to keep the party going over there. And Drew just goes on and on about those guys. I'm really excited to see what they've got.
Yeah, they're really, really, really good.
I love the idea of the late night sets. I really do. Because I know I know for myself, but there's always the guys that aren't ready to go home. There's people like, man, we're having too much fun. It's early in my book. It's a weekend. We need more music. So
Absolutely.
late night sets are
Sarah got
clutch.
finished up last year on Friday, and like obviously it's our first time ever doing this. Everybody's excited, everybody's having a great time. And the lights came on, and you just kind of saw everybody's head start to hang. Like they were not
Yeah.
ready to go home. It was 10:30,
Trying to figure
11
out.
o'clock, and they were like, what do we do now? Because we're not ready to go home yet. So I think that'll be a big hit this year. We're excited to keep everybody around and drinking some beer and keep the party going for a while. So
Sometimes when the main stage ends, even when I go to shows or even growing up, when the main stage ends, you're always like, man, what's the next move? Where's the next bar where there's some live music? So if you just have to walk or look over down the road or in the venue and there's more live music, I mean, that's where I'm headed to.
sign me
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah, that's cool. Um, I haven't really been down that way. So is there camping available? What kind of details like that for people traveling in, or camping or
So it's
Airbnbs, hotels, or what?
Yeah, they're few and far between. It's funny. Drew wasn't super familiar with Brownstown either last year when he came in, and you kind of look around and it's unbelievable. Dude, we're a town of 3,000 people. That's 3.5 square miles. I mean, it is. I love it. It's my jam. I love Brownstown, Indiana, but we don't have any hotels. We don't have any Airbnbs. There's a couple now or state parks and state forestries kind of around us. So you've got the state forestry right outside of town that offers some camping. Starve Hollow is a state park that offers some camping, but I think both of those are sold out. So we actually talked to the fairgrounds over the weekend, and we've got a deal with them to where they're going to offer some camping, which is just right outside of town, about 1.5 miles away from the actual venue. So we put a link up on our Facebook page to that. If anybody's still looking for a place to stay, that'd be a good place to look. The nearest hotels, you're looking at Seymour, which is around 7.5 miles outside of town. So
Oh, that's nothing.
yeah, not bad, not bad. Just don't partake in the beer
You
too
made
much.
it sound like, oh man, it's 2 hours to the next exit or something.
Well, you have 15 or 20 beers through the night, though. 7.5 miles that's a long way from home. So, yeah, we really hoping that this fairgrounds thing takes off because we're going to shuttle people down there after the show too. Just trying to keep everybody obviously off the roads that don't need to be driving and get them somewhere safe and they can get some rest and be back the next day. But
Yeah.
So if you're looking to be an Uber driver that weekend, be an Uber driver in Brownstown, Indiana.
Absolutely, make a little coin for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Well, in that case, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go not Uber. I'm not going to go Uber. I'm going to camp at the fairgrounds is what I'm saying.
For sure. Yeah. We'll shuttle you right over there.
You look over on the road and you see Justin Ubering with an Uber sign on.
Yeah. Hey,
but honestly, that's not a bad idea for anybody that's listening to this. If they're trying to make some extra cash, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
We could use you for sure.
Yeah.
That takes us into Saturday, though, which is where we got started with Charles. Man, just could not be more excited to have him come to town. Like, we booked him. He was very high on our wish list. Honestly, Drew and I talk about every day about Rooster Tail and Rock the Rind and everything else we're trying to do. And Charles was on one of our wish lists. We were just trying to figure out which one worked. So ended up it worked better for his schedule to come to Brownstown. And he's just he's gonna light the place on fire on Saturday night. But we've got Christina Murray kicking things off at 3:45. Another artist I haven't seen. Drew speaks very highly of. Been listening to her stuff, trying to get ready. And
yeah, I'm a fan of Christina Murray. Yeah, seen her several times at Duke's, Indy. Great artist.
She's a badass.
Oh yeah, she's got something special for sure.
Excited
that it factor that everybody wants. There's something going on with her.
Oh yeah.
And then man, if you're into Charles, it's going to be the day because we go Cole Chaney, Ward Davis, Josh Malloy leading into Charles, and that's just going to be honestly a lot like Rooster Tail, just
banger.
Yeah, there's no messing around.
No,
and it starts early. I mean, like you said with Christina, it starts at Christina. I mean, that's even if you haven't heard of her, that's where it starts. So
yeah,
just keeps getting. I mean, it's just solid all day long.
So she's on about 3:45, I think I saw.
Yeah, yep. She kicks things off.
Kicking her. Okay.
I think we're opening gates up at 2:30. Does that sound right, Drew?
Yep.
And then, I mean, if you would have told me when we started this thing last year that Cole Chaney'd be playing a 5 o'clock set at our festival, I'd have told you you're crazy. I mean, I was, like I said, when we were starting this thing, I was thinking Cole would be our headliner. And man, I just think it kind of speaks volumes to how big this thing's gotten in a hurry that he's playing so early because him and Ward both are just uber talented. And Josh, have you guys had a chance to listen to much of Josh's new album?
Oh yeah, it's unreal.
I haven't actually, just the ones that pop up on my Spotify app, but I haven't really dove in on that record. But he's a great artist. I think you mentioned that Cole Chaney. He might be the one I'm looking most forward to out of the whole thing, I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
He, in fact, we tried to book him for the festival I'm throwing with Dukes is picking in the backwoods.
Mhm.
Scheduling didn't work or whatever. I'm glad that didn't work because I didn't know what you guys were doing at that time. So that would have been played at yours 2 weeks later, been at
Back to
mine, which
back.
would have been
Yeah,
cool.
you
Who
told me
cares?
that
You know,
this weekend. I was
music.
like, oh, damn it, dude. Well, we definitely need to put you in a group text next year so we can kind of not collide with each other too on booking and stuff too. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
just so if you're after somebody and then or whatever, so we're not trying to fight over them or whatever.
How cool is it, man, that we're, you know, Brewster Tail is just continues to grow and continues to grow. But like with your new fest, picking in the backwoods, and then with Rock the Rind, like we're talking about a 40-mile radius with some real bad boy music. And it's just, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. And
Yeah,
I hope people realize how much talent we've got on all three of these cards and continue to support them because it's just that's kind of why I want to do it, man. Like I love going to Indianapolis and spending the night or Louisville and getting away from town for a little bit, but sometimes you just want to go 5 minutes from home and check out a show like this. Like that's so cool, and being able to sleep in your own bed and do it with all the people you hang out with all the time and enjoy. It's just it's really cool, and I'm really looking forward to this year. Cody Eicher and the Sidewinders doing the late night set Saturday. Those
yes,
guys
I
will get
did see
everybody
that.
fired up. They opened up with Christine in front of Sarah Evans last year and got everybody ready to rock and roll. So they've got a huge following right around here because they're out of Bedford, obviously. So excited to have those guys back in town.
Bad boys.
Yeah, yeah. I think with everything going on between the three festivals that we are on, no offense to all the other ones that are on in Indiana alone, uh, I think we're putting Indiana on the map. There's been, I think, a lot more talk these days because most of the festivals I go to, it's going to be Kentucky, Tennessee. Rightfully so. Great region for music, and people there love the music. West Virginia, or all the way over to Texas to get that Western stuff.
Yeah, for
Exactly.
sure.
Uh, I I really feel like people are talking about Indiana, especially Southern Indiana these days. So
No, I definitely agree, and I think people know what Indiana's about now because of it, and that we have a good time. We're good vibes. People here are nice. People here are cool.
yeah,
We just like to have a good time.
yeah, easy travel. So you can
Easy
go to
travel.
Brownstown, you know, small town. Small town vibes. And especially in the Midwest is awesome. Like so, when you're drawing from major cities, Indianapolis, Louisville, Cincinnati, perfect spot right in the middle. Even Evansville up on over.
Right.
It's a win-win.
And if you haven't been to Brownstown, man, I was shocked last year by overly impressed by Brownstown and what it offers as far as the people goes, the town goes, the cops, the workers, the volunteers. I mean, it's hard to beat.
Yeah,
So if you haven't been here, if you haven't been to Brownstown before, it's a place that you want to come to if you want to be like have a good time and there's no drama, it's just nothing but support from Brownstown.
right.
That's all I can, that's just the word for it, honestly.
It
I bet
putting
it's sad. Go ahead.
sorry, Justin. I was just gonna say it takes a village to put something like this on, as you guys know. And we
Yeah.
brought this back last year and trying to find volunteers. Like you think about manning ticket stations and the beer vendors. We do all of that with local vendors and local people and volunteers. And the overwhelming amount of support. I told you it's a town of about 3,000. I think probably 1,500 of them had something to do in some capacity with the festival last year, between either being a sponsor and supporting us that way, or taking tickets, or like Drew said, the police were out providing security for us all weekend, our local police station. And he always likes to tell the story of those guys are out there picking up trash after their shift and just talking to everybody. It just, man, it's a really cool place and it's a really cool feel. And I think that's half the battle. Like Route Madison this weekend, it's just good people, just friendly people. Everybody wants to talk, everybody wants to help and be involved, and that just adds to the experience for sure. To where you go to some of these venues or these bigger festivals and everybody's hot and pushing to the front and moving people's chairs. We don't see that here. It's just very low key. Everybody just wants to have a good time and hang out, and it's to be able to see this kind of talent in that atmosphere, I think it's something pretty special for sure.
No doubt. Well
Yeah.
said. And like I said, last year, I gotta mention it one more time. I was on my way for a trash run to start picking up trash, and the cops told me to turn around because I had done enough and that they were finishing the trash. And
Dude.
it was mind blowing to me that these cops were out there picking up trash, but I was so thankful.
That's great, man.
Yeah, it was unreal, unreal. Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, you can get the community coming together for the festival to help, and I mean it's their home. They want to take care, It's like
Right.
everyone probably feels it's their festival, like
Right.
everyone coming together and helping like they're doing it. This is their town. This is, they want to do it right. That's
Absolutely.
great.
And exactly what me and Connor want to do is I know that's his town and he loves it like his baby, and I love it like my baby too, man. No doubt about it. And we want to fucking keep bringing the best talent that we can, and people that are supporting is they're the people that make it happen. The people that buy tickets and support it and spread the word. And even if you don't have a card or have a social media, even going in the local restaurant or bar and spreading the word like that, that's the best way to do it, really. So
Yeah. So is
I
there
really
you mentioned people moving chairs and stuff, got me thinking. Is it kind of set up like Rooster Tail? Like people can bring chairs in? What can they bring into the actual event?
Yeah, so we absolutely encourage you to bring a chair. So it's just to kind of give you a lay of the land best I can, but it's our courthouse square right off of Highway 50. So Highway 50 is open. Obviously, we can't get it shut down for the entire weekend, but the other three sides of the courthouse are shut down. The south side is full of craft vendors, boutique vendors, trying to kind of keep that watermelon festival, small town Midwestern festival vibe going. You turn the corner, there's a kids area over there. All kinds of activities they put on for kids 12, 14 and under. And then that next street's lined with food vendors. And then the street on the north side of the square is where the actual festival takes place. So we set the stage down in the intersection, and it's cool to see it all come together. It takes a lot of mesh fence and bike rack and banners and all kinds of stuff to get her dressed up. But um, we use the courthouse square. We've got a fence around our courthouse. We use that as kind of the corridor to get into the event and go over to the street where the festival's at. So you'll come in one of the three entrances of the courthouse fence, make your way over to that street I'm talking about where the stage is at. That's where that Heritage Park is right there, which we use that as our VIP area. We've got merch set up over there. We've got um, two bar tents, a couple shade tents, but yeah, it's all bring your own seating. We've got a couple pub tables. We've got a ton of tables and tents set up, or tables and chairs set up under those tents. But as far as kind of right there where you want to be to see the music, definitely need to bring a chair. You're going to be standing, and it's going to be a long day. But yeah, it's a unique setup for sure. The coolest thing. So I work for the county in the courthouse. So I always take a lot of pride in that building. And when you're standing in the street, you're looking at this stage and got your live music going, but you look to the right and the courthouse is right there. And then kind of back behind the stage is our judicial center, which is a fairly new building. It's just beautiful. And that's all lit up at night. And it's just kind of a special feel. I think, I'm a little biased for sure, but I think Drew can speak on just how cool the setup is and how it all comes together.
oh yeah, it's like a different place when you go there now to what when you go there that weekend. It's like it's a totally new
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
But with parts of Brownstown still, you know what I mean? So it makes it special for sure.
That's cool. Now, what's the food situation? I'm a foodie. You're gonna have a beer and something to eat.
Oh yeah.
We've got 15 food vendors coming, and from
Oh
top
man.
to bottom, you're probably going to want to try all 15 at some point throughout the weekend. We made it a point of emphasis to try to bring all kinds of diversity, and we weren't duplicating a bunch of different. We didn't want 6 different pizza vendors or 7 different barbecue vendors, and we've got everything from killer barbecue to pizza to sushi bowls and ice cream. I mean, it's just from top to bottom, there's a ton of variety and a ton of really good food. And another cool aspect this year is we are working with Hard Truth out of Brown County, and they're coming down and doing a tasting room. There's actually a an old building from like the early 1900s that just went through a massive renovation right there inside the venue. And they're gonna have a tasting room in there for $10 a ticket. You can get a flight of 5 different types of their bourbon and different drinks, and then get a full pour on one. So we're just excited. Those I don't know if you've been to Hard Truth Hills in Brown County or Quaffon.
Yeah, I've
The,
been.
it's just those guys do a phenomenal job. They have a great product. It's just cool. It brings another cool vibe to our festival, I think. And those guys are coming down for nothing and just hanging out with us all weekend long. So we're super thankful to have them, and hopefully we can continue that partnership moving forward. I think it's going to be a big hit.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, they're gonna have plenty of options, it sounds like, to eat.
Absolutely.
Of course, we'll still have your regular beer tent with all your good light beers and craft beers and stuff like that.
Okay, good.
We've
So for the folks that are traveling in, say from pretty far away, and they're not commuting from home or whatnot, there's a lot of, especially on Thursday and Friday, there's plenty of time during the day to do stuff before the music starts. What would you kind of recommend in that area to do? Probably some of the actual festival events. Like, what is the watermelon stuff that they do? I know they do a 5K for everyone that wants to run. I don't want to do that part, but it's there.
yeah.
I
There's
was
a
trying
lot
to
of
read
people
up
that
on it.
really enjoy the 5K. I'm not one of them. I'm glad they put it on for people that do, but I won't be participating. Yeah, that I think that kicks off at like 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, and then they've got seed spitting contest. So luckily we've got some great volunteers that put this stuff on, because that's not really my jam. I'm more interested in the music and getting that all shored up. But seed spitting contest, there's a watermelon steal where the fire department actually buries a bunch of watermelons in a pile of straw and hoses kids down with soapy water while they're trying to get it and bring it back to the finish line. And we've got a sponsor, Guardian Bikes, that's donating bicycles to the winner of each age group of that. Seed spitting contest. We've got a queen pageant earlier in the week. They'll be down here kind of mingling with everybody. So you
Oh,
can
cool.
check that out and meet them. I know I'm forgetting something, but there's all kinds of stuff going around the square on Saturday. Friday, I would recommend checking out the vendors for sure, not just the food vendors, but the craft vendors. We kind of again made it a point of emphasis to bring some unique vendors in that provide some really cool products. And you got to check out Blondie's across the street at some point. That's a pizza joint that's right across the street from the venue. Phenomenal. Those guys are a big help to us and help us out with some food for the artist after the sets, and they're a sponsor for us. So that's a really cool place to check out. Just check out Brownstown, man. There's all kinds of stuff going on that
Yeah.
weekend.
Which day is the actual parade?
So we don't have a parade.
Oh, okay. I thought you mentioned that.
Yeah, Madison does, and the Watermelon Festival forever had a parade. That's just I haven't found anybody to take that on quite yet. That's a big undertaking, and
Oh, yeah.
we're trying to shore up what we got going on and then keep adding to it. So maybe down the road, but right now there's no parade.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, still
You can
sounds
start
like
your own parade though. You can
there's
start your own
plenty to
parade.
do.
You can just
Yeah,
start. Yeah.
plenty to do for sure.
What'd you say, Drew?
I say you can just start your own parade. You can just
Hey,
start one. Start a chain behind you.
everyone follow me on social media. I'll name the time and place, and we're just gonna line up and go
Do your thing.
I
on
love
our
it.
way to rock the
I
run.
love it.
Make it happen. Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. It's been I don't know how many festivals I've been to this summer alone. I've already been to like 5 or something, and I got several other, and this one's gonna be a good one. I can already tell. So can't wait.
We're excited to have you on site, and you're gonna have to give us our honest review, because as well as I do, we can always do stuff better, but I want to know how we stack up,
Yeah.
because you go to as many of these things as anybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, every festival has its ups and downs and things that something will go wrong. We all know that. It's just how do you manage that and try and fix that? That's where the key points are, right? So
Yep.
keep that in mind and just take it how it comes. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's completely out of your control that you just have to make up for or fix and somehow and make it right for whoever, you know. Well, Rooster
Exactly.
Tail had to do that. You guys had to do that.
Yeah,
You
it's all about
you-
reaction time. Reaction time is so important at festivals because things like porta pots can come up and
yeah,
miscellaneous things, and you just got to make a call or make it happen yourself and get behind a porta pot like me and Connor did at Roostertail this weekend. We just got behind it and fixed it. So things pop up. It's just all about reaction time.
yeah. That's what it
Yeah.
takes.
Yep.
Well, heck yeah. What else should I know, man? Is there anything else I'm not missing anything or?
Be at Brownstown, August 1st through the 3rd. It's going to be the place. The vibe, the music, the food, the drinks, it's all going to flow smoothly. If you liked Roostertail Music Festival, if you were at Roostertail this year, Rock the Rhine is the exact same vibe. So,
Okay, cool.
come get your tickets for Rock the Rhine.
Rockdrawing.com, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes,
rocktherrhine.com.
sir.
Spread the word. Even if you can't come, spread the word and support support what we're doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'll mention it one last time for the listeners. Like I said at the beginning, promo code's out there. It's Coyote. Use it when you check out for my festival. So the special listeners of what we're talking about here, that's your bonus for learning about Rock the Rhine, Rooster Tail. We're gonna pass on the savings, you know. So
Picking in the backwoods, baby.
yeah, we got the triple
What are
threat right now. That's what we are.
what are the dates? What are the dates for Picking in the Backwoods?
August 16th and 17th. So
Back lineup.
Where's it at
Back
again?
lineup.
explore Brown County in Nashville, Indiana. We got 2 days, 33 bands. Bring your own beer, just like you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, bring your own beer, man. That's gonna be
that's
wild.
yeah.
But and you can bring your chairs, coolers, all that, and you camp on the grounds. You could literally be in your tent and hear music, but obviously you want to be in front of the stage. But um, the, only 600. We're keeping it really, really intimate. It's going to be the most intimate festival I think out there for this level of talent. I don't know anyone else that's done anything like this. So
Fantastic
we'll
lineup, dude.
see.
Super
It's all about
cool.
the music. That's what it boils down to. Then
You
after
know,
that, we're focusing on people's comfort. You know, if it's hot, we're going to have cooling stations, wet towels, all kinds of stuff. We'll prepare for rain if something like that goes down. But we know if the fans feel good, they can actually enjoy the music. And that's what it's about, the music. So
absolutely.
Absolutely, man.
it'll be a
Let me
good
know
time.
how I can help there, and I'll be there, brother.
All right, guys. I'll see you soon. It's going to be a good one.
Sounds
Check
good,
out
man. Thanks for having me
rocktherind.com.
on. Yeah,
Appreciate you having
absolutely.
us, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.